As runners, we all challenge ourselves in ways we never thought possible, pushing the boundaries of what we're capable of to smash through targets and set ourselves new, bigger and better ones.
This awesome hobby that we share gives us one thing in common, and it brings us together as a community. Whether you're working towards completing your first parkrun or you're a veteran of the sport who's run 100 ultra marathons, we all know the feeling of reaching that maxed out effort and our own red line.
Welcome to our podcast, where your hosts Brett Elesmore and Andy Maguire discuss the struggles, the successes and everything in between on our running journeys, as we all work towards the next time we're running the red line. Hello and welcome to episode 106 of Running the Red Line. I am your host Brett, and I am joined as always by my co-host Andy. How are you this week, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. I think I've got a touch of the old hay fever because I think there's been an explosion of spring this week, and this is controversial, but what do you think about this, right? Putting Vicks vapor rub on your nostrils. Do you ever do that?
Well, when I was younger, I used to put it on my top lip, under my nose when I went to bed, so I could breathe properly.
Oh, that's a good idea. I've never thought of doing the Adolf. I've never thought of doing that technique. I'd just be licking it.
Yeah, where have you been putting it then? Like,
so I literally put it on the inside. So it's what I imagine. It's like a shot of adrenaline to the heart, because it, like, I feel, that scene in Pulp Fiction when Uma Thurman gets hit in the black dot. It's like that. It's like I've got really bunged up nose, but then I put like a bit of Vicks vapor up there, and it sort of immediately gives me relief. However, it's probably destroying the smell receptors in my nose. I'm probably slowly killing them. It's not good for you, is it?
Well, when I was younger, I used to put it on my top lip or on my chest, where they say to put it. But apparently,
classic, yeah.
if you cover the soles of your feet in it, it also helps. Apparently,
the soles of your feet.
I know it sounds mad, but apparently that's where it works wonders if you put Vicks vapor rub on the soles of your feet.
Well, we've had people write in as well, haven't we, about people looking like they're, have got newborn babies when they're running around town because they put, Vaseline on their nips. But this is essentially oil, isn't it?
Yeah, I did that the other day. I grabbed one of my old running tees out of my pile. I thought, I'm going to wear this one for a change. I haven't worn this for ages. Put it on, and I was walking around the house getting ready to go out for my run. And then I went into the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and went, I can't wear that. It just got two massive patches around my nipples, where obviously I'd used Vaseline in the past. But they just looked, it was a white t-shirt, and they looked like brown stains.
Because you can't see them at the time, can you? And then they come out the wash, and But I've got some poos news for you for the first time.
But before you say that, just to go back, before you enlighten us with your poos news, for unblocking your nose and stuff as well, have some lemon and ginger, because ginger is a natural anti-inflammatory. So it will help help the inflammation that's making your stuffiness within your nose. So, get some ground ginger and put it into your cup of tea or cup of lemon tea or whatever, and it will help.
Well, Laura has like a ginger, like a shot of pure ginger, and like I think that is psychopath behavior. Have you had one?
Yeah, the ginger shots. Yeah.
They're ridiculous.
Well, the other thing is normally they're ginger and turmeric shots, aren't they?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
turmeric is another natural anti-inflammatory. So both
yeah.
ginger and turmeric are really good for anti-inflammation. So if
Uh,
you
It,
are ill and a bit stuffy, that's fantastic.
Turmeric's a real what you call it, natural healer, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
you can have ailments throughout your body, and well, I don't know if this is scientific or not, or just whatever it is, but I think it's a remedy that's fairly. I don't know how expensive or cheap turmeric is. I'm guessing it's not. Then again, no, it probably is quite expensive, isn't it, in relative terms to a bit of broccoli? But
Yeah,
like,
sort of. But I put turmeric in absolutely everything I cook.
do you
Even even if I buy like a frozen pizza or something, I'll put turmeric all over the top of the pizza before I put it in the oven. I have turmeric
really?
in pretty much all of my cooking. Yeah.
Because it's the reason I avoid it is because it's like ginger. It's so overpowering, isn't it? Is it quite? It's not
Um,
subtle.
well, I quite like the taste of it. I've got used to it now.
Of course you
So
do, because you've been having it on 3 meals
yeah,
a day for the last
the
10 years.
the worst part of it is because it
The
stains
taste.
everything. So I've got white surfaces in my
Ah,
kitchen. So when I'm cooking, if I don't clean up immediately afterwards, you just get
yeah.
yellow stains everywhere, but also on your
Ah.
hands. So if you're using it, you look like you've been a 40 a day smoker because your hands are absolutely covered in yellow.
Oh, right. Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's really good, and that's why I put it in pretty much all of my cooking.
Yeah. Oh, well, fair enough. Yeah, it is good stuff, isn't it? Apparently, yeah.
But yeah, natural anti-inflammatories, that's what you want. So ginger and turmeric, get down you, and you'll be able to breathe properly.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's maybe that could be my springtime thing. Well, just for the listeners of this podcast, maybe you're all crying out for me to do that, because I do sound like I'm talking with a peg on my nose.
Or just buy a lump of fresh ginger and just eat it like an apple.
Well, I might actually start spreading this on my toast. So that's no weirder than you putting turmeric on a pizza. But anyway,
I suppose. Well,
uh,
actually, no. One of them's edible. The other one isn't. The other one is
yeah,
petroleum jelly.
yeah. So yeah, I had a bit of an incident. I had one of those
Oh
incidents
yes,
on
you
last
messaged me about
Thursday.
this, and I am looking forward to this story because I don't know the ins and outs.
Well, yeah, on it's up there with listeners of the podcast might remember my story a few years ago when I basically ripped up someone's garden when I decided to park on the grass in February.
And then broke their wardrobe up.
Yeah, because they'd left some water. It's like I didn't know what to do, so I dismantled an old wardrobe and hoped they didn't need to use it again, and tried to use them as ramps. Didn't work, and I was there for about 2 hours, and Laura had to come rescue me. But anyway, I took a job the other day in. Oh, it's a long way from home. It's at Hereford, where so it took me a good 45 minutes to get there. So I got there, and it was morning, and I had to go via the office to pick up a key because I was photographing it. I had to do the works on it, like drone and all that sort of stuff. So I thought, right, I'll make myself at home, make myself comfortable. And I should mention this as well. I don't do this in everybody's house where I get the key for.
Of course you do.
It was put the TV on, have a cup of tea. And yeah, so basically I thought, oh, I've been in the toilet this morning. I need to go. So I was like, oh, okay, before I start, I chose my toilet and I went upstairs to the I thought the ensuite bathroom looked nice. So I went in the ensuite. Well, the reason is, right, I didn't go to the downstairs toilet because I thought if someone comes, if they come back, they will see me sat on the toilet through the frosted glass. So I can't use the downstairs one. For the same reason, can't use the upstairs toilet because it's right opposite the staircase, so I'll panic and I'll run outside with my
You're like
trousers
one of
down.
those films where you'd be climbing out the window and trying to climb down the front of the house.
I'll be like Jesse Pinkman in the first episode of Breaking Bad, jumping out the window. And so I chose the ensuite bathrooms. It was the furthest away from any eventuality that might occur. I mean, it turns out that the guy that owned the house works abroad. So I was thinking I should be fairly safe to have a poo and get away with it. Or so I thought. So first thing I always do out of absolute sort of habit, I'll flush the toilet first just to check the water's on. And toilet flush, so I thought, right, we're good. You know, dropped me kecks, sat down, classic, you know, splashback. What is it? Sorry,
Splash
classic.
down.
Yeah, classic splashdown. Mission accomplished. Took me time a little bit. I was on my phone scrolling a bit. I was having a great time, and then sorted myself out, and then hit the button, and it just went kudunk. That dreaded sound. And I pressed it 2 or 3 times and there was nothing. There was no water. So I'd flushed the last flush away in my test flush. Turns out the guy has been living abroad and had turned the mains water off. And I've got an appointment about an hour and a half. You know, I've got to be in blooming somewhere else. I've got like a diary I've got appointments to get to. I started panicking. I was thinking, what am I going to do? They've got no water in this house.
What was it? Was it a small number 2, or was it a full evacuation as well?
It was. I'll be honest. It was a full evacuation, and it wasn't a pretty sight. It was. It was not looking good in there. So I was dependent on a few litres of water. That's what I needed. I thought, what am I going to do? So then my first thought was, I'm going to have to... My first thought was, I'll scoop it out by hand and I'll chuck it in a bush downstairs in the garden. I thought, no, I can't do that, because what about if I drop it on the carpet when I'm walking downstairs? What about if the man comes back mid me coming down, greeting him with my own feces in my hands? I thought, no, I can't do that. That's off the table. Can't do that. Absolutely not. I also just thought I'm quite a disgusting person, but that's bad. That's the limit. I don't think I could do that. So then I'm thinking, okay, right, I'm going to have to go to the car, because I brought with me, I've thrown it away now, I brought with me a litre bottle of water. So I looked in the cistern. That's what it's called, isn't it? The cistern.
Yeah.
I looked in there and there was a 2 mil of water or something like that, a couple of mil of water, or just low enough so it wouldn't, because you've normally got about 18 inches, haven't you, gap or something like that, where that needs to be full about 2/3 of the way full or something like that, halfway full. And there was a couple of mil of water in there. I was thinking, oh my God. So I went to the car and I remembered, I was like, right. No, before I did that, no, that's it. Right. Yeah. Okay. So I went to the car and I got my litre bottle of drinking water. So I put that in the cistern and then I tried it again. Nothing, no movement. So I thought, right, that's obviously not enough water. What I need now is water. So I went in my car and I had a couple of, smart waters, what I'd got from the end of races or something like that, that are about 7/8 drunk. So I put like little bits in there. Then I was thinking, right, I've got one chance here. I can't half flush this because I need to use the toilet brush. Otherwise, I'm going to leave that murky brown water. I'm just thinking, I can never, ever face my estate agents again if this gets back to them. So then I thought, right, I'm going to open every valve, every tap in the house, put my bottle under. By now, I've got the little Vittel or Evian bottle under the taps. And I'm opening the cold tap. Obviously, nothing's coming out the hot feed, but the cold feed, there's just a little bit in the system. So I'm filling up about an inch of a small bottle of water. And I'm thinking, by now I've got about half a litre of water together. So I put that in the cistern. and I'm thinking this is not enough. Luckily, downstairs in the downstairs toilet, there was about a 3/4 full cistern of water. So it turns out I should have used that one after all. I put my water bottle in there, but I couldn't get it in because I don't know what the little ball thing is. It looks like a tennis ball. I don't know what that thing is.
The stopcock. The
float. The float. Yeah, because that little mechanism was so awkward. I couldn't get half a litre bottle of water in there. So I was thinking, my next thought was, I'm gonna have to get my car key, saw a bit of this man's hose pipe off, 127 hours, and like, you know, when you suck a bit of water out of the toilet, so I'd siphon it like a mechanic would to get oil out of the to test if there's oil in the engine. But I can't do that again. I've got standards just about. I'm not doing that. What about if I start hacking at his hose pipe and I only half do it? What if I get caught? Like, I've got so many of these things going on in my head. By now, about 15 minutes has passed, and I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do. Every second it's going on, I'm panicking more and more. This guy's going to come back from blooming Dubai or wherever he is. And finally, I realise what I need is a small vessel of a cup, basically. So, having gone through the whole house, opened all the taps, and got a grand total of about half a litre, I'm out of options.
Found then his I go to world's best dad mug out the cupboard.
Well, I've gone one worse. I think I've got their toddlers orange juice, and I've had to steal it because I couldn't replace it. I had no way of washing it, so I've kept it. I have washed it, but what I did was, right, so I've got my litre bottle of water in one hand, and I'm literally filling a cup by cup. I had to do 7 trips up the stairs. So 7, it was probably not, no, I think it was 5 in the end. 5, why have I got 7 in my head? It might have been 7. I swear I went up the stairs 7 times, but it was at least 5 times. I went and filled this thing up. It was 3 or 4 of these would fill, and my water bottle wasn't as big as that. So finally got enough water in the big in the cistern, having gone upstairs and downstairs about 4 or 5 times. Felt like I was doing a UTMB because I've climbed these stairs up and down, basically doing 10k pace up and down these stairs, with a worry that the floor plan guy is going to come in and, but what are you doing? Finally got enough water in there and thought, I've taken too much water out of the downstairs toilet now. I've got to just go ahead and try and flush it. So I literally put all my eggs in that basket, that toilet, hit the flush, and it flushed. And I felt like I just solved some sort of like the Da Vinci Code. I was so proud of myself. 40 minutes had passed.
Did you expect Richard O'Brien to come out dancing like you were on the Crystal Maze?
Start the fans, please. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, and it flushed, and I was like, thank God. Toilet brush sorted, leave no trace. And I was like, okay, now I've got to start work. And that put me, and then what made me lose my head as well, the guy had said, oh, by the way, there's a couple of plants that you'll need to take the frost protectors off. There's about 30 plants all with these frost protectors on. So I had to take one by one off. And I was, at the start, I was like undoing the ribbon like nicely. By the end of it, I was just ripping it. I was like, I don't care, mate. I do not care. I'm not savouring these anymore. So yeah, managed to flush, managed to get all these things off, and I put myself an hour and a half late because an hour and 15. All because I thought it would be a good idea to have a poo in someone's ensuite bathroom. And so this thing got me out of the
it looks
SHIT.
That looks like a cut from a picnic set. So they're going to go for a picnic one day and go, why have we only got 3 cups?
But I couldn't replace it. I couldn't put this back. I was in and out the toilet, and I was like, dirty toilet water this has touched. I had no way of cleaning it. Well, because obviously there's no mains water.
The thing is, in the cistern, it's clean water. water in the cistern never goes into the toilet. It comes from the mains feed into the cistern and then goes into the toilet. So the water in the cistern is actually clean.
Yeah, I get that. But it's obviously been sat in a reservoir of metal and ceramic for however long, because it could have been months since that toilet's last been flushed.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
And I didn't think it was very... Basically, I hope they don't miss this little plastic cup. But knowing me, I've probably forgotten to put the cistern head back on, so I've left the evidence. I've tried to just destroy the evidence and left something glaring. But when it flushed, I felt like some sort of. I felt like I've just solved. And I was in a place with no signal, so I couldn't Google anything. I couldn't use me good old mate ChatGPT or anything. And
ChatGPT. How do
what do I do?
A massive turd with no wall.
I would have loved to have known what it said. You're on your own here, mate. No AI can save you here, pal.
No, because it always says how good you are, so it probably would have gone, that's an amazing turd. You don't want to flush that. Don't bother flushing it. Just put it on show for everyone to see.
Yeah, that turd doesn't scare me. That's what it used to say to me when I used to say about my targets for Seville. Like, yeah, well, that pace doesn't scare me. I think you'll be fine. So, yeah, I couldn't even chat GPT. Unbelievable. And then, yeah, so I was so glad to see the back of that house.
Like when you told it your legs feel unreal. That turd's unreal.
That turd was unreal. Oh, brilliant. So, yeah, that was my Wednesday. And I just hope my estate agents don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
But I don't know what else I could have done in that situation. I cannot believe... I'm almost disappointed in myself that my first thought was, I'm going to have to scoop this out by hand. Because how would I have cleaned my hands? I couldn't, Luckily, there was some Dettol in the under sink of the utility. So I had to put this hydrochloric acid on my hands to cleanse my hands clean. It was like floor cleaner or something like that.
He was going to grab it and run downstairs like it was a relay button.
Like a policeman's truncheon. Oh, God. So, yeah, maybe this one will rival episode 77 for its story. But, yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that one.
That's brilliant.
I'll text Brett because he'll like this story.
That is brilliant. Oh. But
so,
what surprises me is that your first thought was, I'm just going to grab it with my bare hands, rather than I'm going to get a bag and, like you would do with dog mess, you would use a bag.
I did think that, but I was like, I genuinely don't think I've got a bag in the car. Of all the random stuff I've got in my car, I don't think I've got either a bag for life or dog poo bags or anything. But what would I have done with it? I would have had to keep it in the car all day, and I'm going on jobs.
I'm sure you would find a bin somewhere.
But then I would have literally had soiled hands all day. It wouldn't. I think I found the best resolution of quite dire resolutions.
Yeah.
What I had to do.
Yeah, I think you did well.
I didn't actually get my hands that dirty, really.
No.
So I was all right.
Yeah, but, you just got them a bit wet with clean water. So, that's fine.
Yeah. But, yeah, so proud of myself for overcoming that situation. My first thought was, just run. Just run. I thought, no, I can't do that. Imagine coming home to that. Imagine thinking, I've been in Dubai for the last, working away. Can't wait to get home to leafy Hereford. Come back, there's a massive turd in your bedroom. That's been there for 6 months. So, yeah. Good times. Crisis averted.
Yeah, brilliant. Love it.
So, how the devil are you? Why don't you talk us through your training week and what you've been up to with
Yeah.
running and away from running this week?
Well,
You've been on holidays, haven't you? I've had a break, haven't you?
yes. Yeah. Well, you say holidays. It's been Easter break from college, but because I only work college 2 days a week, it has been a break, but not fully, if you get what I mean. But no, it has been nice because it meant that peak week I could actually go out and do runs during the day on the days I would have been at college as well. So it managed to spread mileage out across the days and stuff.
I bet that felt good.
Yeah. So that was good. But yeah, peak week obviously was last week. So that finished on Sunday. And then this week I've started taper, but I don't know whether it's paranoia kicking in very early or just pulling up sore from peak week. But this week I convinced myself that I broke my leg again until I went and had a sports massage today, and now my leg feels a lot better than it did. But I was getting...
If there's one person that's qualified to actually worry during a taper, it's probably the man that found out he had a broken leg in the taper of his London Marathon last year.
Yeah.
So it's not always in your head.
No, definitely not. But I started getting the same sort of sensations and feelings that I had last year. So like on the outside of my calf on both sides, I was getting like nervy sort of like pinchy pain. And then I started getting some sensation around my tibia and stuff in the same places. But I think it's just overworked muscles just from being used so much. I'm not sure whether since coming back after my break, I don't know whether my I don't think my cadence has changed. I think it's still as quick, but I think my stride pattern might have changed slightly. Because I think I must be using my calves more than I used to in the past. Because it seems that a lot of the load from all of my big training sessions are making my calves really sore. And they're the parts of my legs that are getting the battering, whereas it used to be my hamstrings and my glutes. So I don't know whether I've changed to more of a mid-foot to forefoot strike, or I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I seem to be putting more effort into my calves. But yeah, they just felt my calves this week have felt horrendous. And to add to my Achilles issues on my left. So yeah, I did start having a few wobbles at the start of the week, but it seems to be okay now. It feels a lot better after having my sports massage today. Another thing though, at the end of the marathon last year, I basically lost my big toenail, more or less. It became very loose, and a new toenail grew behind it, and then was growing. Do you know when your old toenail? I didn't want to completely peel it off, so I kept on keeping it on and taping it down, and then eventually it stuck back on. But a new toenail grew behind it, so you had the old toenail and the new one growing underneath it, and then pushing along. I've got to the point where I've got maybe 2-3 mil of my old toenail now at the end of my toe, and all new toenail behind it. And then after my long run on Sunday, that's now become all sore and a bit black. So I reckon I'm just going to lose my new one as well.
I've had that on both toes, on both fourth toes. You know, the one next to your pinky, for since the River Severn, since July. It's been it's horrible, isn't it? Because sometimes when you cut your toenails, you have to cut them both. You know what I mean? The top one and then the bottom one. And it's like, how am I going to get rid of this undertone? And I can't pull it out. Like you have to just manage it, don't you? So I don't know what the answer is there, because it's not a very pleasant thing to deal with.
Well, the old toenail is pretty much gone. It's the new one now that is feeling a bit sore and everything. So yeah, I don't know. I probably will lose it after London, but yeah, it's part of the course, isn't it? But yeah, training's been going pretty well, to be honest. Where did we get to last week? So we last spoke Friday, didn't we?
We normally start on a Saturday, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah. So I did manage to hit the mileage I wanted to on peak week. So I ended the week on 105 mile, which I was quite happy with.
Is that your biggest ever?
That I've never run over 100 mile. I think my biggest week I've ever run is 96 and a bit mile. So to hit 105,
it's probably worth mentioning that your build has not been a gentle build, is it? Like, I'm just looking at your stats here, and in kilometers, you went from the week before last 146k to last week 169. So that's well over a half marathon more than the week before, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's probably 15 mile more.
Yeah, I've basically I had that week where I had to take a premature deload week because I screwed my knee up. And then from that point, I've basically added at least 10 mile a week on up to peak week.
That's I wouldn't say it's brave, but you must be feeling that now, because 100 mile going up, from 60, 70, 80, 90, you must be feeling that tremendously.
The other thing is I did it all over 5 days, so I still had my 2 rest days last week.
That's mad as well. Yeah.
So I hit 105 mile in 5 days of running. So yeah, it worked, and I ran well on Sunday. So yeah, I'm just hoping that Sunday's run wasn't the big run, and London ends up being like the poor brother to the training run, if you get what I mean.
Well, yeah, we can probably come on to that in a minute, because it went pretty well, didn't it? Your Sunday long run. So before that, then, did you go down to Parkrun Saturday?
Yeah. So on the Saturday, I ran down to Parkrun. Felt quite good, actually. So I ran 3 mile down, and then at Parkrun itself, I saw Adam Hill. And he said, I was good. I said, I'll need to pick your brains about what I do tomorrow. And he said, well, instead of picking my brains afterwards, what pace are you running for Parkrun? And I said, probably about 7-minute miles. And he went, yeah, okay, we'll have a chat on the way round instead. So we chatted all the way round Parkrun, which was really good. But I ended up running just under 21 minutes, around 20:42, so 6:39 per mile. But that was good, felt really comfortable. And then I ran another 4.5 mile home, just nice and easy. So yeah, that was a decent day. But yeah, the Parkrun felt comfortable, which was nice, even though it was still a decent pace. But then Sunday, I decided, because we chatted about this last week, didn't we? What paces I should try and hit for my 20 miler. And I had a chat with Ad, and he was like, yeah, go for what you think. And I spoke to Lisa and Banksy to see where they were going to do their long run on Sunday, because I didn't want to do another solo long run, because pretty much all of my long runs in this block have been solo. So they said they were going down to a loop down in Bentley, in between Redditch and Bromsgrove. And I was like, I've run around that loop all the time, so I'll meet you down there. And me being me, as I always am, I got there slightly late, and I was stood going, are they on their way down? Because like I started from my shop and they started from Headless Cross and run down. And I was like, have I got here late and they've already started? Or are they still on the way down?
Mm.
And I shouldn't have even questioned it, because of course it was because I was late and they'd already started. So I said to myself, right, I'm just going to have to go solo again, and set off. And within about like half a mile, they were coming the other way. And I was like, morning. But yeah, set off. And the loop that I was using, it ended up being about 2.4 mile. So
Okay.
just under 2.5 miles. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do just over 8 loops of this. So set off. And in my head, I had the idea of doing 5-mile blocks. And I wanted to do 650s, 640s, 630s, and then 620s. So the last block of 620s was actually going to be faster than marathon pace. But I wanted to test myself and see how I'm feeling at this point, and see how 620s at the end of a long run will feel. So will I be able to push down to that pace possibly if I get to 20 mile at London and feel good? Will I have it in my legs to push down? So I set off and I did the first couple of loops, and me being me, I ran faster than I needed to. So I was going for 650s for the first 5 mile, and I did a 648, 47, 44, 45, 44.
Nice.
So yeah, all slightly too quick, but it felt comfortable, and I was in a good like heart rate. Even though I don't trust heart rate properly because it's wrist based, it was stable in like the 150s.
And as well, it's probably worth getting into the habit as well. Let's say you want to run a 3-hour marathon. That's what, 651 a mile, 652.
Yeah,
You don't want to run 651 on the day. You want to be running 645, don't you?
yeah,
Maybe even
exactly.
quicker, because if you run 65, 651s, you'll probably run 302, because that's GPS for you, isn't it?
drift and everything. Yeah.
So it's always worth knowing your goal time from day one. This is what I'll do on my next marathon build when I get to it, is know my marathon target pace and then take 5 seconds off it. And that's my target marathon pace.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with being quicker than target pace in training.
As long as it feels comfortable and you're not going to go out too fast. So,
well, yeah. They say about training to marathon effort, don't they?
Yes. So as long as it's marathon effort rather than
pace.
I mean, you can work to pace, but if the pace feels too hard, then you need to make sure that you've got it in you to pull back and run to effort. So it felt comfortable at there. So did that first few blocks, and I did the first two loops. And I thought, I'm going to mix it up here, and I'm going to go the other way round for the next couple of loops. So on the next one, it was like a figure of 8. So you could go figure of 8 all the way around, or you could just go around the outside of it, and that's what I was doing. So when I came round on the next one, I came round and went across, so I could cross over and go the other way around the loop.
Yeah.
And as I came back towards the start again, I had a massive headwind, and I was like, as if I've just gone the other way around to mix it up, and then I've just started running into a headwind. So I decided from that point I was going to do 4 loops into the headwind, so I could do the last 2 loops with the wind behind me. So I then did the second block of 5 miles, which I wanted to run 640s target. Again, ran them all too quick, but it felt comfortable. And I ran a 637, 38, 36, 38, 37. So nice and more or less even again. And again, nice and comfortable in the 150s for the heart rate. So that was good. Came round to the third block of 5, which I wanted to run 6:30s, and I ran a 6:30, 6:25, 25, 25, 24, which I was quite pleased with because my target marathon pace is 6:26. So the fact that I ran 4 of those a second or 2 faster than my target marathon pace,
on
I was
block
quite
number
pleased
3.
with. Yeah, block number 3. And then it then got to the point where I could then turn around and go the other way around. So I had the tailwind for the last 2 loops. And as I crossed over to go round, the wind had changed direction. So it had actually started becoming a headwind, which was great. So I did the last 2 blocks into a headwind again. But the last 5 miles, I wanted to run 6:20s. So I really wanted to test myself, push myself slightly faster than marathon pace. It's not like I was pushing myself to stupid half marathon pace or 10K pace or anything like that. It was only a few seconds faster than what my target is. But on that last 5 miles, I ran a 6:17, a 6:13, 6:15, 6:14, and then the last mile was a 6:11. So I was really, really happy with that, to be honest. And it felt okay. And if I can get to 20 miles in London, feeling how I did at the end of this 20 miles, I'll be in a good place.
Yeah.
So I was quite happy with that. So yeah, everything was slightly faster than I needed to be, but that's a positive. I ended up running my fastest 30K ever in that block, apparently. Which,
Brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't realise. But I averaged 6:31 a mile for that 20 mile, which meant I ran it in 2 hours 10:25. So with that, I would have had, from that point, 39 minutes 35 seconds to run the last 10K to get under 250, under my target. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, because if I can get to that point in London, it could very well be on to get under 250.
Well, what's I know it's GPS, so it can't be trusted, but did you run exactly 20 miles on your watch, or like 20.1 or 20?
No, it was 20.01 miles.
So on my thing here, it's 32.21K. So you're right. You've got exactly 10K to go on GPS when you get to 20 miles. Obviously, I know it doesn't always work that way, because you might have 10.2 to go in reality. But yeah, that's so. What's how many minutes do you have to run that last 10K in?
I would have had to get under 250. I would have had 39 minutes and 35 seconds.
You can do that. You can smash that.
So
I mean, I know you just run 20 miles, so it's not easy, but
I'm hoping to get to that point, to the 20-mile point, slightly faster than that as well, because target marathon pace is 6:26, and I got to 20 miles in an average of 6:31 on that day.
Is any part of you tempted for a neg split, or do you think you're just going to go? Maybe first mile slightly harder and then settle in.
I'll go out at 6:26s.
Yeah.
If I feel good at 20 mile, I can push on a bit.
Yeah.
If not, I'll hopefully keep it even at that pace. But if I go out at 6:26s and get to 20 mile, I've got some wiggle room then, so I can slow up a little bit and still get under 250.
Yeah.
But I don't want to gamble the fact that at 20 mile I have to pick up the pace to get under 250. I want to have that bit of wiggle room, and I've been training to 6:26s. So if I can do that on the day, I'll be very happy.
I heard something this week, whether it's true or not, but it's probably nonsense. But cramp in a marathon is largely down to one thing and one thing only, and that's that you've gone out too fast. or your body is not used to the load that you've put it under.
Yeah, it's the strength
So
in your and the endurance of your muscles rather than anything else.
which is I guess why a lot of people will encounter it in the last 6 miles of a marathon, because you haven't really trained that
It's that point.
amount of miles into your long run, I guess. But I think it's true, isn't it? Because if you think about what you're asking of your quads, and your hamstrings are probably the biggest one, or calves maybe. For me, it's hamstrings. That's where I feel the cramp if I'm going to get it.
That's where I used to, but since doing strength training on them, they've got better.
Yeah.
That's why S&C is important, Andy.
Yeah, I know. You're preaching to the choir here, mate. I got my S&C in on Wednesday up and down them stairs, mate.
Yeah.
I'm marathon ready again. But it's just one of those things, though, and for me, it's a mental thing, because I remember at Seville, and this happened to me at Leeds last year as well. As soon as I see the finish line, and it's lucky with Seville and Leeds, London might be different, or maybe similar, I guess, because it does come round a corner. Manchester, I found the finish line, you could see it for what felt like a mile.
Oh yeah, because it was a straight road, wasn't it, all the way down to the finish, and you could see it. Yeah, as soon as you turn that left-hander, you could see the finish in the distance, and it was just a long old run.
And in reality, it's probably 800 meters, maybe a K at the most, but it felt like a mile and a half, didn't it? And whenever I seem to get cramp, it's when I first lock eyes on the finish line arch. It happened. Yeah, I remember at Leeds coming into the stadium and thinking, because I tell you what did me as well. Someone in front of me was swaying or holding the back of their legs. I was thinking, I've just caught your cramp. It's contagious. Because that's what I felt like saying. I felt like blaming this person because they had cramp as well. But it's funny, isn't it? Because sometimes when people are struggling around you, you can almost catch that. It is like contagious. And in the same way, if you're running in a group that feels quite strong, sometimes you can almost not notice the effort that you're putting in. So it's weird how it works. But I don't think there are many fixes for cramp. I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, I know there are products on the market that say that they fix cramp, but once you've cramped up,
once it's hit, there's no going back.
No, it's going to come back
keep
again.
Keep it off for as long as you can. Yeah.
But I mean, what advice would you have? Because if you do cramp up, would you stop and stretch? Do you have to? Would you walk it out and lose a bit of time? Would you just bullishly keep going? Because sometimes you can't run through cramp, can you?
I suppose it depends where the cramp is. Like first year in Manchester, I had to stop because it just took my hamstrings out completely to the point where I couldn't walk. So I had to stop and stretch them out. But like last year at London, I did start to get cramp in my quad and in my calf, but you can run through that a bit more than you can hamstrings because hamstrings, every time you flex your leg and like stretch it out in front of you to run, you are using that hamstring and it just wants to pull and go. But your quad is a little bit different, I suppose.
It's just such a runner's kind of experience. And we all know how that feels, don't we? To be that far into a run and to be that close to the end and then to be taken down by cramp. It's just debilitating, isn't it? It's absolutely awful. And you've just got to hope and pray that it doesn't happen to you on race day, because if it does, it is horrible.
Yeah, it is. It's rank. So I'm touching wood.
So you didn't feel any cramp on Sunday just gone?
No, none at all.
And you actually felt like you could have, if the marathon was last Sunday, you could have gone another 10K?
Yeah. But I mean, I didn't have any cramp at all, but my quad and my Achilles weren't the happiest. Like from the start of the run, my quad, not my quad, sorry, my calf. My left calf was tight from the get go, and then at about 10 mile in, so halfway through, my Achilles started getting tight as well. But it wasn't like bad enough to stop me running. I was still running okay. I could just feel it being quite tight. So there was no cramp, just tightness there. But yeah, I think if I'd got to that point at London at 20 mile, I'd still be okay for that next 10k. Sorry, hopefully.
I'm so excited for you. I've got massive FOMO because my marathon just feels like it was 10 years ago now. But now I'm seeing everyone like, you know, I watch a lot of Sam from who's Lighted Up, who's doing Brighton this weekend, and we'll have a chat about marathons that are happening this weekend. But you know, I see people that are, you know, got Manchester next week as well, and I'm just like, marathons are awesome, man. They are awesome. They're so good. They're such a massive event, and they're such a big part of your life for so long. And they will remain a massive part of your life as a runner for a long time, probably.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. They're just awesome. Amazing events. And like, I know I've said this before, but you know, Hugh Grant on Love Actually says, if you want to see what love actually is, go to the arrivals at Heathrow Airport. Go to a finish line at a marathon. That's when you see people literally seeing their dreams come true.
Yeah.
Like it is just...
Or burn in...
going down in a blaze of glory. Yeah. But it's just, there's nothing like a marathon. And I'm just so excited for everyone that's gearing up for one. And it's marathon season, isn't it? So, but anyway, before we talk about more marathons, what did the rest of the week look like for you? Because you're in your taper now, I assume.
So then, I pulled up quite sore actually after Sunday. But because I'm in marathon training, still need to get out there and do it. So I did 10 mile Monday afternoon, just nice and easy through the countryside, stopping and starting to do some filming and stuff. And then in the evening, I went out at about 9:30 at night. I went out and did another 6.25 mile, so another 10k, just nice and easy. And that was okay. Just my calves were so tight. And then on Tuesday, I ran up to my shop and back, and did 4 mile up there and 4 mile back. So I could do a little bit of work. And again, my calves just felt tight, but I was running a bit faster than I was on Monday. So that recovery style run on Monday had helped quite a bit. And then I ran down to session in the evening with club, and I ran down there, and obviously I got there a little bit late, as I always do, and they'd already set off for their warm-up. So I decided to guess again which way they'd gone for the warm-up, and I guessed wrong once again because they'd gone across the fields because it's now light. They went across the fields, and I went the roadway. So I ended up doing another couple of mile as a warm-up. But on that warm-up, I was like, I can't quite get into like any sort of pace. It was I ran 7:44 a mile average, and like at the end of the run I was running like 7:30s, and I was like, my calves just feel so tight, they feel terrible. But got back to the gym, and it was a track session that night, and I was like, do I risk a track session with bad calves and a bad Achilles? Is that the right... I'll be fine. So went and did the track session, and we did what was it? We did
where you Barry from EastEnd did it?
Yes. We did 8 times 800 meters off 90 seconds. And I thought in my head, if I can get down to marathon pace, I'll be very happy with the way my legs feel. But I don't know what it is with the track, but you always set off quicker than you should. And the first 800 I did in just over 3 minutes. So I was just over 6 minute miling. So I was like, okay, now I've done that first one around 3 minutes. Let's try and keep them all around 3 minutes. So I ended up doing, for the 800s, I did 301, a 302, 304, 306, a 3 minutes, a 304, and then the last two were a 257 for the last two. So
Nice.
I was quite pleased with that because I managed to push through, but I finished it. And Andy, our coach, went, how's your legs? And I went, yeah, not great. And he went, yeah, it looked like you were grimacing all the way around there. And I was like, yeah, I was, yeah.
I was. I hated every second.
Yeah. But I managed to get through it. So I was quite pleased with that. And then went into the gym afterwards and did me cross trainer bike and S&C. And again, S&C is like magic. You honestly, you would never know, but it is like magic because once I've done it, my legs then feel way better than they did. So on my jog home from the gym, felt better than they did on the track, which is crazy because if you think after doing a load of weights and putting even more strain through your muscles, you'd think that they'd feel even more tired, but actually they've felt way better. So yeah, ran back from the gym. And then yesterday, so Thursday, did me run down the canal, but a nice and nice short one actually this week because my mileage is going down. So I only did 2.5 miles out and 2.5 miles back.
Take the drone with you?
Yeah, I did take the drone with me again. Actually, I need to mention some stuff about the drone. And then yesterday evening was just a nice, easy run with the club. But throughout the whole of the run, my calves were just on fire. So, yeah, I was glad to get back into the gym and do a bit more S&C to make them feel nice. And then, as I say, went for my sports massage today, and they have loosened up a bit. So I'm hoping they feel a bit better tomorrow at Parkrun. Fingers crossed. But yeah, mileage is coming down now. So this week I will probably hit 75 mile for this week. And then next week I'm looking to hit 50. And then it'll be nice and easy on the week of the marathon. So yeah.
Have you got any rituals the week before the marathon? Just like a couple of 5Ks or 10Ks?
Yeah, it'll be 5K on each day that I normally run. So 5K Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then a shakeout 5K on Saturday, ready for the race on Sunday.
Will you be avoiding, or will you be doing Parkrun somewhere in London on Saturday?
No, I'll avoid it. Yeah, I'll just jog around London. Probably go down.
Go and do Battersea.
No, I will not.
Get a PB.
No. Yeah, I'll probably just jog around. Last year I jogged down to Trafalgar Square and round and stuff. So yeah,
that sounds. Do a bit of sightseeing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But yeah, what I was going to say about my drone, I've had several mishaps with it recently.
Oh yeah.
So I've had a couple of moments where I've sent it off to follow me from in front of me, and if you
headbutted it.
Well, I've almost done that a couple of times, run into it because it hasn't quite captured where you are yet. But if you don't give it enough time to work out the distance away from you that it wants to be before you start moving, it gets confused and flies all over the place. So on Monday, I set it off to go in front of me, and I thought I'd give it enough time to get away from me. But as I started running towards it, it went mental, just flew up into the air, and it must have been about 10 foot in the air and hit a dangling branch from a tree and just fell straight to the floor. And there was nothing I could do because it was too far away from me to try and catch it or anything. So it just hit the tarmac. So I then had a bit of a moment of checking it all over, and it's got a few scratches on it, but
They're
it's actually
quite
okay.
sturdy, aren't they? Quite sturdy, aren't
Yeah,
they, for a little plasticky
yeah.
device?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so I was quite impressed. But where it's got the main scratch is right next to the lens on
Oh
the
no.
proximity sensor. So do you know on the back it's got sensors, so it like avoids collisions and everything, and it was
Yes.
right next to that. So the actual lens is fine, but the plastic next to it has got a bit of a dent in it.
Right.
But the other one is the other issue I had was a couple of weeks ago. I decided I wanted to film a bit running past my shop.
Yeah.
Because out on the road, I've got my A board and everything. So I wanted to film me running down the pavement, but it's next to a country lane road where
Quite a
obviously
busy
it's,
road as well.
yeah. And I'd set up my drone, and on it, it tells you like whether you want it high, low, or like flat level, whether you want it far away or close or whatever, and then what position on your body you want it to film you from. And I set it on R for rear, and sent it up in the air, and then started to move, and suddenly realized that R doesn't stand for rear, does it? R stands for right.
Reverse.
No, it stands for
Oh.
right. So I started running, and the road was on my right. So it just
Oh
flew
no.
straight out into the road as cars were coming both ways.
At what height?
Luckily, it was just above the height of the cars. So the cars flew underneath it, and I managed to get it
No.
back to me. Yeah. But
What about if a
basically,
lorry would have come past?
that's the problem. If it was a lorry, my drone would have been smashed to smithereens. But luckily, it was
Oh.
just high enough to miss the cars. So yeah, I had a bit of a panic there, but
Oh.
managed to get
The
it back, and all was okay.
that intensity anxiety that drones can cause you can make your heart rate go from like normal to like zone 6
Yeah,
in 3 seconds, can't it? Like, when you just see the drone make a move, you think, oh god.
yeah, because you can
So
see on the
yeah.
footage as well, because obviously it's filming because it's following you, and you can see on the footage as it goes out into the road, it dawns on me, and I just instantly
Yeah.
go, what am I doing?
Yeah. Because the whole aim of the game when you're filming yourself with the drone, I think, is to not look at the drone and pretend that it's not there.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
and you're sort of saying to yourself, hope it's still there, hope it's still there, hope it's still there, but don't look at it, don't look at
Yeah,
it, don't ruin
just
the shot, don't look
listening
at
for
it.
the noise of it behind you, yeah.
But when you realize that it's really precarious and in a dodgy situation, the panic, because you forget that it's filming you and you watch it back, and
Yeah,
luckily, if it all ends well, then it's quite funny. But
yeah,
yeah, as I found out, it's not
yeah,
always, doesn't always
no.
come back.
But that's the thing. It's got the obstacle avoidance on it, so anything solid it will avoid. But any
Yeah.
dangling branches, because they're so thin and they can't actually tell it's a solid object, it just flies straight into them,
Hmm.
and then it has a collision and just shuts off, so it just falls from the sky.
Yeah. The sensors aren't brilliant, are they? But they're good enough. But
Yeah,
yeah, they're not brilliant. So
yeah,
my sensors are so good on my Mini Pro 4. I was flying it today at work, and I was trying to land it on this little bit of grass, and it was so uneven it wouldn't land, because it was like, no, that's not stable, can't land there. So I had to do that hipster thing and get it to land on my hand.
yeah,
And yeah, so
yeah.
but
Well, mine, like the Neo, most of the time will only land on your hand. It won't
yeah,
actually land unless you tell it to like put out your hand, and it will land on your hand. But
yeah,
oh, I managed to catch my finger. I've got like a nice little blood blister on the end of my finger as well. Because
from the props.
yeah, because I sent it out across the reservoir at Tardybig to
Yeah,
do a shot where it goes out away from me, and it flew back to me. But I was sat on the bank, like by the water,
yeah,
and I put my hand out for it to land, and it couldn't land because the wind was blowing it all over the place, and it wouldn't
yeah,
land. And it started to like drift away from my hand. So out of panic, I just grabbed it, but my finger went straight through the grate and just got caught by the propeller.
Yeah,
so yeah, some expletives happened at that point, but luckily it didn't fall in the water.
Yeah, they are good bits of kit, though, aren't they? For all their shortcomings, they are, at the end of the day, like, your vlogs look better at the end of the day. Your content looks more tidy and more professional, and you can get some really good shots, and you can be quite creative for quite a limited drone. You can actually get quite creative stuff.
Yeah.
Does it have a return to home function? Do you know?
Yeah.
So if you lose signal,
yeah. So this is something that I've started doing. Is every time, even if I'm using it on the follow mode, I start it up, but also attach the phone app to it.
Yeah.
So on the app, you can control it. Use your phone as your controller.
I was too lazy to do that, and I paid the price.
Yeah, I attach it to my phone to make sure it's connected. Then put my phone back in my pocket before I set it off. So if at any point it does start to have trouble, I can grab my phone and control it and bring it back. But yeah, it has got a return to home feature, and yeah, each time you send it up, it updates its home point from where you are.
Yeah, I must say, your vlogs since you've got it have look so much more polished. But that's what it does. It makes them look better, doesn't it? Because it gives you that extra little dimension, and it's got nice little things like it films in 4K and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So it is good.
What I will say though is, if anybody is thinking about getting a drone to do some footage of them running, if you're not willing to do a lot of stopping and starting during a run, don't get a drone, because your runs turn into stopping, setting everything up, sending the drone up in the air, running maybe 100, 200 meters, stopping, bringing it back down, and then starting off again, running a bit further down, and then stopping, setting it up, sending up in the air. Yeah, and it becomes a very stop-starty run.
Yeah, that's one of the, what do you call it, prices you have to pay as a content creator, isn't it? It's a pain in the arse sometimes, but that's the lengths we have to go to get the shots.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been really good fun. I'm enjoying using it. So yeah, it's just that anxiety of every time you send it out across the canal, and there is some dangling trees and stuff. And
have you tried to outrun it yet? Do you think you could?
Oh no, I haven't tried yet, because I haven't been in an area that's open enough that I would want to try it without it crashing. So I haven't tried yet.
You need you need about 100, at least a couple of 100 meters. So, so you can get going as well. Because I bet you it could go up to about 15 mile an hour, 12, 15 mile an hour, do you think?
Oh, yeah, at least.
Maybe more?
Yeah.
Maybe faster. So you'd have to really do some shifting, wouldn't you? But it's a good bit of equipment, and yeah,
it's good. It's good. But yeah, so basically, my training has gone very well this block. The fact that I had such a weird stop in the middle where I was like, this training block hasn't gone to plan at all. From that point, it's gone very well. And it's actually, do you know, we were talking about like your graph. We were saying back when I had that problem with my knees that my graph didn't look how I wanted it to at all for my training block, but actually it's turned out very pretty. And
it looks good,
exactly how you want it to.
Exactly. So nice.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with where everything is. If I can sort my calves out and stop my legs feeling like I've broken my leg again, I'm in a good place for the taper. So yeah,
good, lovely stuff.
But let's move on to races that are happening this weekend.
Yes. So we've got a big, a big one, an international marathon that a lot of people sign up for, that for a while held the record for the most amount of participants. But I don't think those numbers will continue to rise after the decision that's been made this year. So
Mm-hmm.
this weekend sees, just quickly as well, also good luck to Sam Bauer, who's racing the Milan marathon this weekend.
Oh, is that this weekend?
So I don't know much about Milan. I imagine it's not that flat or cool because it's Italy, and I imagine it's quite warm. But I'm sure he'll tell us all about it when he gets back. But it's the Paris Marathon this weekend, so
Yes.
yes, quite a difficult race from what I've heard. I think there's a big equivalent of Central Park in the New York Marathon, where that Central Park bit's quite hilly. I think they have a section like that in one of the big parks in Paris, and apparently that's quite tough. So it's not the easiest of marathons anyway. But this week, well, not this week, this marathon they've been planning on. I don't know if they're the world first to do this, but they're banning single-use cups of any kind. So no paper cups,
Yeah.
no plastic bottles, and it's what how do they term it? It's self-service water
Yes.
only.
Yeah. So they trialed this at the Paris Half Marathon earlier this year.
Right.
And it was a SH1T show back then, as I said to you. And I've just done a search on Instagram to try and find some footage of it. And yeah, hang on. So they're basically they've got along the barriers taps, so you can fill up your own cup or own bottle that you carry with you. But also they've got volunteers stood behind the barrier with basically like shower heads, hoses. So do you
With
know,
like
like
a trigger.
yeah.
Yeah,
So they
like a
can just fire water into your cup, or as lots of people were, just straight into your mouth. And it looks ridiculous. So like, look.
How much water are they wasting compared to the carbon that they're trying to offset? Unless
Here you
it's
go. Look.
coming
So,
right out, unless it's coming straight out the Seine.
oh, hang on. There we go. Look. It's just a mess.
Oh God! So for
People
anyone
filling up.
listening,
I mean, look at
exactly
this.
how Brett has
Look.
just described it.
Hang on.
That is ridiculous.
It
looks like a load of 18-year-olds on Freshers Week.
Yeah.
Just sticking their head under a tap.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but it's a ridiculous idea because it's just going to encourage people to not stop at the water stations, and it's just calling out for people to not hydrate and then possibly not finish their marathons in a very good way and have lots of casualties at the end.
I'm not a sports scientist, but not taking gels is probably way less dangerous than not taking water on.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like being dehydrated is a killer. Like it literally can kill you. Yeah. It's that serious.
It's only recently that they've actually, like, professional runners have started using carbs and carb drinks and gels and stuff during races. Back in the day, marathon runners just used to run the race without taking on any nutrition, but they couldn't do it without water. You have to hydrate.
I think your only way around this really now is to shell out 50 quid or whatever they cost on some gel shorts, and you've got to take with you 250ml flasks of water, I think, or somehow carry the water on you, because there's no way you're getting a good quality water station intake of water being sprayed in your mouth at sub 25k pace. Like, you can't. That's not. Half it's going up your nose and in your eyes.
Yeah, and if it is like that self-service that you've got to stop and fill up your bottle or your cup, or they're spraying at you, the people who are going for a time don't want to stop at a water station. You're adding time on to their race. So those people are going to be the ones that are pushing themselves to the limit, but also not stopping at water stations like they need to. It's
why don't they just have 10,000 less participants? Why don't they just, there's so many ways that they could aid the environment without putting people's health at risk.
Yeah, but I don't see what's the problem with it. Even if they don't want to do bottles, if they want to do cups, what's wrong with paper cups? They can all be recycled afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah. Like when I did Bruges, it wasn't ideal. We got like those, those American beer pong style glasses. They're quite solid plastic cups, but they were reusable plastic cups. They really make like a clinky clunk sound when you threw them on the ground. Like they maybe were a bit of a ankle breaky risk, maybe, but those cups can be saved and used because I think they were branded Bruges Marathon, so they use them every year. And it's I think there are ways around this. I don't think taking that ultra marathon approach is the one.
See, that's different. An ultra marathon, you do stop at the aid stations because
it's part of it. Yeah.
Whereas in a marathon, the distance is there to try and run the distance as quick as you can without stopping.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think we both agree that that's a marathon that will probably, for those reasons, will never do, because it's a shame because I'd love to run around Paris.
Yeah, I'll never do it because of that. It's ridiculous.
However, imagine if they did this at Athens and they were spray gunning Coca-Cola at you. That's a different story. Sign me up.
Yeah,
that'd be ace.
Yeah,
but that's I don't know how that's gonna.
Yeah, I can see lots of casualties happening at Paris Marathon
because some people won't even be aware of that. They won't even know.
No, so they won't take a reusable cup because even though yes, they should know because they should be reading the the runner's guide and all that sort of stuff, and be prepared and be reading up. But not everyone does. Some people just turn up and run on the day, don't they?
Yeah, I know I'm not one to really fly the flag for sanitation after what I've said for the first 20 minutes of this podcast, but imagine how many mouths have been, stuck around that tap, all getting the water out, and it just sounds like a bacterial party.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be carnage. It's going to be, there's going to be some deli belly floating around Paris that night, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I can't see what the issue is with cups. And like the amount of people who moan and say how ridiculous it is that all the when all the cups and the bottles are strewn across the road in a marathon, and there's loads of environmental people going, look how dirty these races are, and marathons, you should be ashamed of yourself. Look at the rubbish all over the road. But part of the entrance fee we pay for the marathon is for the cleanup as well. And London Marathon, I would probably think that London Marathon after the marathon is probably one of the cleanest days of London in the whole calendar year, because the whole course is being tidied up after everybody's ran,
Yeah.
and no bit of litter or rubbish is left on those streets at the end of the race.
I'm going to just look at the weather forecast for Paris on Sunday, because could you imagine if they've got temperatures of like 20 degrees plus?
Mm-hmm.
Paris, France, Sunday, 15 degrees, but in direct sunlight, that'll probably feel 5-7 degrees hotter, won't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be dry, not a breath of wind or rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough day at the office if you're doing Paris. We know someone doing Gay Paris, don't we?
We do indeed, yes.
So, yeah, Brett and I had the privilege to be interviewed by Will not long ago. And if the podcast is out, we will link it below, but I don't think it is out yet. I'm not sure if it is.
I don't think he has put it out, no.
No, I'm not sure if it will be, because it is part of his studies that he's being graded on. But yeah, Will Finley, yeah, good luck to you, mate. He's doing the Paris Marathon, and he had us on his podcast, sort of chatting to us all about, you know, what it's like being, you know, having our own podcast, and chatting to us about the creators side of things, and, you know, running. So I beg your pardon, like talking about community within running and all that sort of stuff. So we had a really, really good chat, and yeah, Will's going over to run a sub 3. That's what he's after. No, it was a sub 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's going for a sub 3. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a sub 3. Yeah. So yeah, good luck, Will, and we hope that all this chatter about the water is the least of your worries, and that you're well prepared and you'll do the business on Sunday.
Yeah, I think he said he in an ideal world he'll go for that sub 3, but he said he thinks it'll be somewhere around 3:05. But I reckon he's got that sub 3 in him, no worries.
Yeah, I think he does, and that's natural to doubt yourself, isn't it, as you're running up towards a marathon? So, so come on, Will. Yes. Come on.
Yeah, best of luck,
mate. You can do it, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Paris could be an absolute nightmare for some people. If they get caught out with that. I just think it's such a bad idea. Who like signed that off and said, yes, let's do that?
I don't know. I don't know if the sponsors are too happy about it. Who sponsors it? Is it ASICS Paris?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Can't imagine they're too happy about it.
No. So that's one of the things I like about London, and I hope London never changes, is they have bottles of Buxton water. I think it's Buxton, isn't it? Yeah, that sponsors London.
Because they're an official sponsor. They're a water company. They want you to use their product, Yeah, I've never really had many bad water experiences with a marathon. Maybe that Bruges one was one of the worst, because it was a solid plastic cup, which made guzzling it down a little bit harder. But luckily it was only a half marathon, so you mean you only need 2 lots of water, really, maybe 3. But yeah, no, I've not really had any bad water. If anything, I've been dehydrated. That was it, because I used to make myself sick. Well, not make myself sick, but I used to be sick after a marathon because I didn't drink any water after 10 mile. So I thought,
you're a camel, aren't you?
I don't, because I'm a camel. And sometimes camels are sick. That's just a fact of life. Sometimes camels projectile vomit on trees. So,
after every single race, yeah.
So yeah, that's I've been there many times. Dehydrated, being dehydrated in a marathon is not a pretty place to be.
No,
it's not a nice place to be during the race, and it's definitely not a nice place to be after the race.
Yeah, it's as we say, it's even more important than the fueling and taking on carbs. But with taking on carbs, water's very similar. That when you're taking on carbs, if you get to the point where you feel you need to take on some carbs because you're running out of energy, it's too late. It is too late. You've
Game's
missed
gone.
your opportunity. Game's over. So you've got to preempt it and make sure you are taking carbs on throughout the whole race and have a fueling strategy so you can do it periodically through the race. Same with water. If you get to the point where you're a bit thirsty, it's too late. You've messed up.
At Seville, I was really proud of myself because I think I had 7 out of 8 gels every 5K. And I remember when I did Manchester, I think 2023, I think I only took 6 with me, and it was taking me 4 hours back then. And I think I only had 2 or 3 because I didn't fancy them.
Yeah.
And that's not the point. You've got to take them. You've just got to force yourself to have them. If you want to run a time, your body needs you to take on that fuel. And that's what training is for. If you don't like the taste of it, then change it. And that's why it's taken me a few marathons to work that out. And that's why I'm comfortable with Voom now, finally. Yes, it's not ideal because it's not water-based and it's sometimes hard to get down. So that's sometimes why you have to... That's another reason I'd be annoyed with Paris, is because I'm so dependent on the water stations to help me see off that Voom bar, because it does dry up a little bit in your mouth. And that's why I'm so dependent on the water stations and the bottles and the cups of water.
Yeah. See, I always make sure I go to every water station. Even if I don't think I need some water, I always go to the water station and grab a bottle and have a couple of sips. So, just constantly, the same as your carb, taking them on periodically, not stop, but go to every water station and just take on some fluid.
Yeah. But moving on to closer to home, there's a couple of marathons on this weekend. I think there's Barston, Lincolnshire.
There is Boston, UK. Yes.
Yeah.
There is. And I know someone who is going out there. I don't know if there's anyone else, but Darren Masson is going out to run Boston, UK, and he is gunning for 2:55. So I hope you run well, Daz, and get that time that you want. He's been running well. He's been training really well. His sessions have been going well. So fingers crossed. Yeah, he gets out there. The only problem with Boston, Lincolnshire, Boston, UK is it is very
exposed.
Open and exposed. So if you have a windy day or a bad weather day, you are in that wind for pretty much all of the race. So fingers crossed for good weather up there. Yeah,
well, it says it's going to be dry, sunny spells. Wind slightly above average. It says average of 16 mile an hour winds.
Okay.
So not still, but not massively windy. So hopefully the gusts behave themselves.
Yeah.
And at least they become a tailwind for when you need it to be, at the very least.
Yeah. So, go well, Daz. I hope that goes well up at Boston.
And also, it's Brighton. I was going to say it in a Cockney accent then, but I don't know why I was going to go Brighton. I don't think they call it Brighton, do they? But I can't do a Brighton accent. But I sort of half said it and then bottled it. It's Brighton. Special one for me, really, because it's the first one I ever did. And massive FOMO once again, because I've been watching Sam's videos. And it just looks like it's going to be a decent day. Weather-wise, again, it sometimes gets a bit windy down by the coast. But it's such a good race, Brighton. It's such a good race. Absolutely loved it when I did it. And
have you got massive FOMO for the T-shirt this year, though?
What, the big ice cream? No, not really.
It's not the best of designs, is it?
I think I could pass on that one. I haven't seen the medal. The medal is normally quite funky, isn't it? It's like different bright colours.
Yeah, normally. I haven't seen the... Shall I have a search and see if I can find it?
Since London Marathon took over Brighton, the medals have been quite funky, because when I did it, it was a little gold medal of the Brighton Pavilion, I think. There was nothing really that special. but the medals have had a massive artistic facelift in recent years, and I'm sure it was like a multicoloured square, maybe with the words Brighton.
Yeah, last year wasn't it?
Brighton. I thought there was 9 spaces. It was in a Rubik's cube. No.
Yeah, it was in 9 spaces, but it got marathon in the last one.
Oh, how did they write marathon in a tiny little cube?
Like that.
Oh, yes, that's the one. Yes, I knew it was like some sort of Rubik's cube. Yeah, that's quite funky, isn't it? That's quite cool.
Oh, there we go. That's what this year's looks like. Oh,
like a watch face. That looks pretty cool. It looks just like a watch face, doesn't it? Yeah, that's quite unique.
Black, and again they've got the funky colours on the letters of Brighton.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, so from what I remember, because the course has changed since I did it slightly, but from what I remember, you start the marathon in somewhere called Preston Park, which is sort of north of the city. Well, everywhere's north in it, because south of the city is in the sea. and as you get out of the park, like within the first 200 meters or something like that, you have to run up quite a sizable hill, as I remember.
Yeah.
And straight away you're like, oh dear, what have I got myself in for? But because you've only just got moving, you don't really feel it so bad. Or if you are feeling it so bad, you probably should be doubting your training. If you're walking that first hill, yeah, it's going to be a long day. But then, as I remember, it's a nice little descent with a few rises here and there into the town centre. Then you get onto the seafront, and then it runs out to the east. I think it goes east first, and then it goes slightly uphill. And then you turn around, you come back into Brighton, and you go through Brighton, or through Hove anyway, along the seafront again. And I think that's the new bit that they added. I didn't really do too much running around Hove, I don't think. And then you run the other side of the pier, and then you come back for, I think it's called something Drive. Is it Marine Drive? I can't remember what the Sam is probably screaming this into the wherever he's listening to this right now. But is it Marine Drive?
I can't
remember.
Marina Parade. Yeah.
Marina Parade. It doesn't sound right. We'll just go with it. Marina Parade.
Shall I have a look?
Yeah, I just feel like it's the word marine. Do you remember Aquamarina from Stingray? I used to well fancy her.
From Stingray. The puppet.
Yeah, she was made of wood, but that wouldn't stop me. That's what I look for in a woman. And that's what I look for in a mermaid. Aquamarina. I want to say Marine Drive. Or am I thinking of Weston-super-Mare? Marine
Where
Drive.
does Brighton Marathon finish?
Brighton.
It says it begins in Preston Park, goes through the city centre, past the Royal Pavilion, and then back along the coast to Hove, and then finishing at Hove Lawns.
I didn't think it was called that. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to put it on Google Maps. Brighton seafront. I'm sure it'll come up. Here we go. Brighton. You're right. Marine Parade. But no, it's not. Madeira Drive. That's the one I was thinking of. Madeira Drive. Yeah. Madeira Drive. Good times. That's what, right by the pier. So whether it runs over that or on that, and then God knows where Hove Lawns is. But what I remember as well, I don't know if you've done many races like this. You run past the finish line halfway.
Yes. And then you have
And
to run away from it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's such a killer mentally. And especially when, well, it's not actually, no, I used to think of it as a really bad thing, but now I'd find it quite motivating when you see the leaders come in towards you and you look at your watch and you've done like 10K and they've done like 30. And you think, how have you done this? But yeah, Brighton's, I don't know. Sam's been on at me. He wants me to do Brighton next year. I am tempted.
Yeah.
I must say.
I have just gone onto the Brighton website, and it's got like the course breakdown of miles. And my favourite bit is miles 20 to 23, community boost through Hove. And this bit is brilliant. It says, this stretch is where it might get tough, but Hove's communities will be roaring you on along Grand Avenue and Church Road, offering sweets and power-up signs and enjoying their barbecues.
They're enjoying their own barbecues.
They'll be enjoying their barbecues whilst you're in the pain cave, mate.
Oh, I don't know how I'd be able to handle that, running past the smell of sizzling burgers. Yeah. Do you know that when I go for a run through Worcester at like 5:30 at night, when you run past a chippy or a, you know, something like that, and you just get that whiff, that smell of battered cod, you think, oh, that just smells so British. Just deep fried stuff, just that smell of golden batter. So yeah, that's always makes my tummy rumble.
I haven't had anything from the chippy for a long time. I'm going to have to, once London's over, I'm going to have to hit the chippy, I think.
Mate, make sure you take more than a tenner. It is silly. You'd be looking at like fish and chips now. A cod is like £9. It's mental. It's like a chippy for two of you. You know, some gravy and curry sauce or some, I don't know, mushy peas or whatever, and fish and chips. It's like £28 because the fish prices on import are so high.
Yeah.
That everything's come up massively.
It's probably about a tenner for a piece of fish, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. So maybe it is even more for a cod these days. Maybe it's more like £12. But I'm sure I paid 11 or £12 recently for cod and chips. But it is madness how expensive it's got. In Brighton, that would £12 would probably get you. Sam said if you wanted to park in Brighton, there's a car park he named, and it was like £23 all day. Or was it £16? I'm sure he said it was £23. And he said for Brighton standards, that's not that bad. So maybe Brighton is mega expensive.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a really good race. I love Brighton Marathon. It's one of the UK spring marathon season openers. So it's a fun one to be involved in. And quite a competitive race as well. Some really fast cats go down there. So,
So anyone who is doing Brighton, run well and have a good day. Did you as well have a look at our messages on Instagram? Because you put out a story today, didn't you, asking if people were racing this weekend?
I did. We've had a few replies. Some of you may already know some of these people, but we'll read them out anyway. So in no particular order, we've had a few replies. Sorry if I've missed anybody out. So we've had Nick Points has said he's got Brighton on Sunday, hoping for my first sub 3:30.
Oh, go on, Nick.
Mike Smith has said doing the Brighton Marathon this weekend and hoping for a new PB, going for sub 3:30. So Mike and Nick keep each other company. Thanks for keeping me company on all of my long runs over the winter. Question for Andy. I'm running in the Alpha Fly 3. How did you find them? All the best, Mike. I loved them, and I still do love them. I've got a half marathon on Sunday, and I think I'm going to wear them. So I actually think I would rate them over the version 1. We had just absolute legend, our South Wales correspondent, Tommy D. Yes. He's back in business and he's smashing a spring marathon and he's gone for Manchester. So he is there next week. He said a bit of up and down block, illness and niggles, but was very happy with my Kingston 20 miler, finishing that in 2:08.
Oh, nice.
He said he'll give it a good go. And thanks for everything over the cold winter months, boys. You've kept us all going. Nice one, Tommy.
Excellent.
Ryan Close has written in and says, guys, shall I do it in his Northern Irish accent? Guys,
yeah, go on.
I'm doing my 22-mile long run on Sunday morning. So if you remember, shout some words of encouragement or tell me to hurry up as I'll be listening on the pod. There you go, Ryan. So sorry for destroying your beautiful accent.
Yeah, come on, Ryan. Let's get through this. What is doing? 22 mile, 22 miler. 22. I can't do an Irish accent.
Nor can I. Yeah, good luck, mate. I hope you remember to drink water, Ryan. Drink water.
Yes.
Drink water.
And you're probably due a bit of fuel right now, so take a gel or whatever it is you use. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Gel up, water up. So, yeah, all the best, right? Hope that goes well. James West has said Brighton Marathon for me. He says, make sure the pod is out on time. So maybe James might be listening to us mid-marathon. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, yes. 140 in. So, yes, come on, James. You're doing James. Mate. You're doing a grand job. So just keep this up all the way to the finish now.
Yeah. We also had a message from Mark Hurd, who's racing the London Landmarks Half Marathon for Pancreatic Cancer UK on Sunday. So,
excellent. I didn't realise that was this weekend.
Well, I've seen on his Instagram stories, he's headed down first class, living it up. Yeah, very fancy. And he, I think they're in London, him and Joe right now. So, I hope it goes well. London Landmarks is one that I've always fancied having a go at. But it's difficult to get in, isn't it?
Though, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So Mark seems to know the knack. I don't know if he's done it before or not, but good luck to you, Mark.
Yeah, go well, Mark.
And we've had Adam Neal has written in, and he said he's 1 week out from Manchester.
Yes.
So yes, good luck to you, Ad.
Yeah, he's going to run well. He's had a good block as well.
Has he? I remember him saying that he was using Runner for a while and he decided to bin it off, and he's much more happy that he did.
Yeah, he's running well. So yeah, I think he's going to have a good one, definitely.
Ah, good. Well, yes, all the very best to anybody and everybody racing this weekend. Just quickly from me, I'm racing the Tewkesbury Half Marathon, one of the world majors, and no idea how it's going to go. I did it a few years ago, and I seem to remember it being fairly flat-ish, and it falls at a decent time weather-wise. I don't think it'd be too hot, and a half marathon. Well, it's nowhere near as hard as a marathon, is it? So I'll be out of the sun for a lot less than you guys doing a marathon. But yeah, maybe I'm going to try and go. I'll go out at PB pace. Of course I will.
Excellent. Good.
Even though I'm not in PB shape, but that's the last time you let me say this. Yes, I am in PB shape. Yeah, why not?
Roll the dice.
And we'll just see what happens. So hopefully I'll be able to, do run quite well in Chuko on. It's a park and ride service on Sunday. So what they're doing is, that they've got a new outlet, a bit like Cannock. They've got an outlet, so everyone goes there, and you can get on the free shuttle, and spectators and dogs are allowed on it. So Laura, me, and Daisy are going down, and we're all getting on the bus and going into Chuko.
Excellent.
So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And I think we haven't mentioned Lee Neal, because Lee's just smashing it. He's just smashing every run he does. But the other Neil, Dan Neal, I think will be joining me in Chuko. I think Dan's doing Tewkesbury. So
yeah.
Looking forward to seeing Dan there.
Well, both of you run well. Hope you have a absolute cracker.
Yeah, well, Dan's a bit quicker than me, so it's probably best if I go out with him then, isn't it?
That's what I was going to say. Just hold on to his tail. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just while we're sort of name dropping a couple of people, we've got to mention Adam Hill, who we had on the podcast a few weeks ago. He thought it would just be, a Sunday plod on Sunday, and he sent me a text the other day saying, anything to, have you got any advice on the Birmingham to Worcester Canal route? And he said, would sub 4 be an acceptable time? It took me 8 hours.
He said that to me on Saturday at Parkrun, and he was like, "Yeah, I reckon I could probably do it in 4 hours. I reckon that would be all right, wouldn't it?" Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, I think that would be fine, mate." And then you looked on the fastest known time website.
Yeah. And it said 5:50, I think. 10 to 6. What am I on about? Why am I telling the time? 5:50. It was 10 to 6. That's the quickest, fastest no time. 5:50. Had a partridge moment then, didn't I? 70 past 4. And he I was like, I wouldn't say sub 4 would be really difficult, but I was like, well, if the fastest known time is nearly 6 hours, maybe it's not as straightforward as he might think. But turns out it is as straightforward as he thought. Yeah. And even that, it was actually easier because he finished in, do I have his time here? Do you know what his time was?
3:43.
3 hours and 43 minutes from Gas Street Basin in Birmingham to Worcester.
Yeah, so just over 30 mile. It's 50k, isn't it?
Just a casual 2 hours off the FKT. Absolute insanity. So what an absolute hero. What a performance that is. Brilliant.
And that was with a toilet stop as well. Brilliant.
Wow. What a guy. So I'm sure there's ultras is never straightforward. So I don't know. I haven't actually got the lowdown from him, but yeah, it sounds like he needed a number 2 halfway, and he had to leapfrog a few fallen trees and run through the mud and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, roll his ankle several times in his Primex.
And still run a 3:43. How mental is that? It's crazy. So yeah, very well done to you, Ad.
Yeah, awesome work.
Just before we move on, can I quickly just mention something?
Yeah, go for it.
Last week we went camping.
Oh yes,
and we went over to the Welsh,
didn't you?
Went over to the Welsh border, and I didn't realise we were literally camping on this national trail. And I did a little bit of it. I did like 2 miles or something like that, and that was enough. But then I got down. I did the equivalent of doing a marathon and it going really badly and say, I'll never do that again. And then booking your next one later that night. I did the equivalent of that. I got down the hill and then I bought the guidebook. And for some reason, I'm now thinking that 177 miles of mountains, north to south, south to north of running the border of Wales would be a good idea. So I can't get it out of my head. So that could be a summer adventure. Could be.
Wow. Okay.
So
how many days would you give yourself for that?
A month? I don't know. I'm thinking 170. Well, it took me 5 days to split 220 miles, and that was all downhill largely. I think it would realistically be 5 days. So I think 177 miles is about 40 mile-ish, 40, 80, 160, a bit more than 40 miles. So 5 miles, I guess, would be, less than that. So I don't know. Maybe I could, maybe 5 days is ambitious, but the elevation is, it's the amount of Everest. It's 28,000 feet, 8,000 meters from start to finish. So, over 4 days, 2,000 meters a day, back to back for 4 days. No, don't be silly, Andy. You can't do that. Sign me up. Let's do it in 4 days. Don't tell me what I can't do. I'm having an argument with myself. I've turned into John Locke. So, But anyway, I just thought I wanted to get... And one last final thing, bit of shoes news. I am loving my Evo SL ATRs. They seem to be on my feet all the time at the moment. And on the traily stuff that I've been running on, because the ground's quite firm at the moment,
Yeah.
they're perfect. When you go off-road, they're absolutely perfect. They're better than my actual trail shoes. So, yeah, massively rate the ATRs. Massively. If you love the Evo SL and you want to get off-road and do a little bit off-road, the ATRs could be for you.
Yeah, nice. Excellent. Right, shall we go on to some comments? Because
Yes.
obviously we released 2 videos last week. We obviously released
Yes.
the pod.
Of
But
course.
we did release
about
a
the
bonus
relays.
video as well.
Yeah.
And we've had a few comments on that as well as the pod. So first one comes from Lee Chesterton.
Yep.
From the bonus episode, and he says, "Brilliant video, lads. Probably your best yet," which is quite a compliment. So thank you very much, Lee. And he also says, "Hi lads. Some videos on YouTube have a facility to hype the video, which helps the video reach a wider audience. Is this something you might use for future vids?" And we would love to use the hype feature, wouldn't we? But unfortunately, you need at least 1,000 subscribers to be able to have your videos hyped.
What are we on?
So we are now on nearly 750, I think.
Oh, that's decent. Okay.
Yeah, we're on 740 something. So we're getting close. But yeah, we do need more subscribers. So if you are listening or watching and you haven't subscribed yet, go and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Surely my toilet story was worth a subscribe.
Exactly.
Surely.
Yeah. Then what have we got? Next one is from Jeff6195, and he says, "Great watch. Well done, chaps." Thank you very much, Jeff. Robert Divine, he says, "Great effort, gents. Loved the sign off."
The end.
And AdP87 UK says, "Well done both. Loved the ending." Yeah, so we completely forgot to record a sign off, didn't we, for the video? So yeah, we did something a little bit different. And if you haven't watched it, I'm not going to spoil it. You can go and watch it. So yeah, go and see our sign off at the end of the video. Then Alan McDougall says, "Great video, lads. One of my fave events. Saw Andy flying up the hill when I was warming up and Brett coming in to finish, both looking really good." Thank you, Alan. That's ace. Cheers, mate.
Alan.
Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed the day, because it was a really good day.
Flying is an interesting description. Shuffling may be more close to the truth.
Yeah. Next one is from last week's episode, and it's from Gary Manders, one of the OGs. And he says, "AI is an excellent tool for use in probability and behavioral thinking. It can't replace human individual creativity, but its ability to collate information and provide an answer is excellent, but not perfect. As it gets better, it will have so many positives and perhaps some dangers, but it won't replace the human psyche to be creative. A perfect example of its use and how useful it can be is my son has been fighting for an NHS appointment for months for a problem he has. He put the problem into AI, who gave the lowdown of how the NHS use buzzwords, amongst other things, to prioritize appointments. The AI wrote an email for him using its knowledge of the system. My son sent it, and 2 days later, he was emailed an appointment. So it definitely has its uses."
Brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. It does definitely have its uses, and as you say, yeah, it's very good at collating information and putting it together. But yeah, it will never replace human creativity, but it does definitely have its uses, and yeah, it's great for things like that. So I'm glad he's managed to get in, Gary, and hope he gets it sorted, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Next one's from Neil Murray, and he basically has put 2 emojis. One's thumbs up and one's the okay, perfect symbol. So thank you very much for that. Next one is from JUK 2023. And they say, love the poddy boys. Shame to hear about the fiasco at this year's Wolves 10K. I volunteered at it as a marshal a couple of years ago, and it was an awesome local event. Have to say, I agree on the run through, spreading themselves too thin with events. So, yeah. Because you did it a couple of years ago, didn't you? Wolves 10K.
Yeah, last year. I thought it was really good. And
Yeah.
I got a recommendation from someone who did it the year before me, so 2 years ago, and said it was great. So
Yeah,
this year was obviously just an anomaly, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. Next one's from Hedge Donkey, and they say, nice one, chaps. I've got nothing to say, but comments make you look more popular, relevant, and worth recommending. So I am adding one anyway. What a legend. Thank you, Hedge
Cheers,
Donkey.
Tom.
And then the Great 772 says, it was always the poor bounty, but over the last couple of years, it's been Milky Way in our house. Think you have to grow into bounty. The dark chocolate bounties are even better if you can find them.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I've got some bad news. Last year, they discontinued the dark chocolate bounty, and it is no longer available anywhere. So, yeah, the dark chocolate bounty was great, but it's discontinued. You cannot get it from anywhere now.
Wow.
But yeah, but in their house, it's the Milky Way, not the bounty, that gets left till last in the celebrations.
Right. I don't mind the Milky Ways. I think they vaguely taste a bit like a Mars bar, so I think that's probably why I like them. In the celebrations, anyway.
It is basically a Mars bar. Did you know there's a weird old story with American and British Mars bars and Milky Ways? Because in America, what's called a Milky Way is the same as a British Mars bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you go to America and buy a Milky Way, it is a Mars bar.
Do you remember Milky Bars? Do you remember the Milky Bar Kid?
Yeah. Yeah. The Milky Bars are on me.
The Milky Bar Kid is strong and tough. Something else is good enough. Oh, I can't remember the rhyme now. But do they still make Milky Bars?
Yeah. The creamiest milk, the whitest bar, the good taste, that's a Milky Bar.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Milky Bar Kid and the Wild Wild West gear.
Yeah, but it was white chocolate, so it's not real chocolate.
Yeah, see what you mean.
Because it's not made with cocoa, it's made with cocoa butter. So
right.
it's not actually chocolate, is it? White chocolate.
Oh, I get what you mean, yeah. Yep.
But there we go. Next one is from Here Comes Bod, and they say, almost missed this one because the thumbnail makes it look like a podcast, and I listen to them while running or driving. Glad I realised, though, just for that ending.
Hey.
Which is good, yeah. So, yeah, the thumbnail, yeah, they do. It does look similar to our podcast thumbnail, so I probably should change it, shouldn't I? Because it says bonus episode. Should I change them to bonus video, possibly? Or, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll think about that in the future. Anyway, thank you for watching. Next one is from Will Finlay, or Finley, however you say it. I'm sorry, Will, for completely destroying your surname there. Finlay?
Finley.
Finlay.
Finley. I don't know. Finlay, I'll go with.
Yeah. But he says, great episode, lads. Great to hear you chat through the relays. Currently on the Eurostar to Paris for the marathon on Sunday. Weather looks good. Can't wait. Cheers for always keeping us entertained, Will. Yeah, go on. Let's get that done. I'm looking forward to seeing his result.
Who needs water anyway?
And the last one is from Matt Southam, who says, I genuinely thought you just referred to George Michael as ass B with a P in bracket Laster. So ass blaster or ass bandage.
An ass blaster.
Or an ass bandage it. So ass bandage. Straight into the cancelled bucket, Andy.
Oh, you ass blaster. I like that.
Brilliant. So yeah, that is all the comments. So thank you very much to everybody.
Cool. We've had a couple of emails. I'll try and get through them. We'll start with James Sleet, who has said, "Hi, Brett and Andy. Hope that you are well and enjoying the decent weather. Just a quick email, just to give a shout out to all the runners and volunteers at Brighton Marathon. With the kids off for the last 2 weeks, I think my taper has been a bit more severe than it should. In that, I've hardly done any runs, but I feel in good shape for Sunday, and I'm looking forward to finishing my first marathon. And I'll be rocking an Obi-Wan t-shirt for good luck.
Yes, good lad.
Cheers, James.
Amazing. Cheers, James.
Nice one, Jay. You don't have to worry about not running much in your taper.
No, the fitness is there. You ain't going to lose much fitness in the taper. So yeah, go out there and have a great race.
And I'm sure you've been putting some stress through the body with the Easter holidays with the kids.
Yeah,
probably working harder than your average week training for a marathon.
Yeah.
The next one this is an interesting one from Martin Southworth. He says, "Hi, Brett and Andy, long-time listener, first-time emailer. Would love to hear your thoughts on the relaunched and rebranded Power of 10. As a fellow 40-something runner looking to improve my running times, the handicap score and VSS scores for different races was a great way to track my progress, especially on harder courses where PBs weren't possible. The new site seems to be borderline unusable. Months after its relaunch, no way to claim race results and no updating of handicap scores. Did you guys use the old site regularly? Seems like a big loss to those looking to improve and track their performances against other runners. Keep up the good work on the pod and best of luck for London, Brett." Cheers,
Thank
Martin.
you very much. Yeah, Power of 10 is it's gone the way of Paris Marathon water bottle situation, isn't it?
Well, it's all a bit woke.
Well, it used to be brilliant, and I used to look at it all the time. Now since the relaunch, I've been on it once, and it was unusable.
It seems like a classic style over substance kind of scenario. They've just gone for big, pretty, bold colours where there's a nice layout and things look pretty, but the actual usability of it is awful.
Yeah. It always used to be data-driven, and the data
like a spreadsheet,
was the important part of it. Now they've gone, oh, look, pretty, but the data's terrible and doesn't actually work at all. And it's terrible. It is unusable.
I haven't even been on it lately.
As I say, I've been on it once since the relaunch, and it was showing what's called cross-country races as road races. It was showing some parkruns as track races, and just all over the place. And apparently recently no parkruns have been going on to there. And it's apparently to do with how they get the data from Parkrun and whether they're allowed to use those data streams and stuff. So yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
It used to be such a brilliant resource because you could look at your progress over the years. You could look at all your PBs and when you got them. You could look at the races, and as you say, all the difficulty scores depending on weather and course difficulty and how it compared to your other races and stuff. And now, it's just nonsense, which is a real shame because it was such a good piece of like training data for you to use.
They should never have taken it away from Tim, should they?
No, they shouldn't. But unfortunately, he got forced out, didn't he? It wasn't in his hands. He got told he was no longer doing it. But the fact you could look at everybody's information as well. So I could look up your name and your club and look at all of your stats and all of your PBs and all of your races that you'd done over the last few years, and it was just really good to see. But I don't know what they've done to it or why they've done that to it, but
yeah,
it's a shame.
Yeah, rightfully slammed, because it is awful what they've done to it. They've made a good website bad. Right, so this next one, I don't think we read this out last podcast. It only came in 4 days ago, so we couldn't have. This is from Conrad. And it says, "Hi, Brett and Andy. It's been a little while since I've last emailed." Of course, yeah. As I've been a bit busy running blooming miles. I'm training for my first ever 100 miler on the April the 18th, which I'm both excited and terrified for. I did my last training run on Good Friday, the Manchester to Liverpool 50 miler with my friend Laura, helping her to a huge PB of over an hour. Last year, she did the same race with a torn meniscus, so we did have faith that she'd improve on her time. But 50 miles is such a long way, whatever your fitness, and plenty can go wrong. Yeah. The main reason for emailing is to ask you both something I've been thinking a lot about recently. Do you guys have anyone in the running community who you relate to in terms of their race times? In other words, someone who runs similar times to you. Andy, for me, that's you. My times since October last year are marathon 3:20:43, half 1:30:56, 10k 40:56, 5k 19:41. They're basically there or thereabouts on my times. Every time I almost get to your times, you set a faster one. But each time you do, it gives me confidence to think that I can improve on my time. For a little while, I was just ahead of you in the marathon, and now I find myself wondering if in October I might threaten a 3:10 at the Yorkshire Marathon. I'd be really interested to hear if either of you have that runner whose times you can always keep half an eye on. Loving the podcast as always, and the quizzes are just so good. The moment when Brett realises what the connection always cracks me up. Good luck in your Quim races, and especially at London, Brett. P.S. I've attached some photos of the 50 miler, and whenever anyone asks me why I do ultras, I'm going to show them these and tell them that crisps, friendship, and epic photos are what makes the ultra community so awesome. There's Con. And I imagine that's Laura as well.
Awesome.
So there they are. So cheers, comrade. So I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't compare myself to anyone. I just run. I just, the only person I compare myself to is myself, without sounding cheesy. That's the only person I'm interested in beating. There are people around me who run similar times and are better in some distances than others. Like, for example, people I've got a faster 10K than are running a minute faster than me in the 5K. And it's like, oh, wow, okay. But like, when I think like that, I think no, because when I did that 5K, I did it to the best of my ability. And maybe next time I have a go at the 5K, I can do it to the best of my ability. And maybe that will be enough. Maybe it won't, who knows? But no, to answer your question in short, there's nobody I get particularly jealous of or envious of. Or I'm not saying you are those things, Conrad, because it's always good to have a yardstick for times, and because you want to progress, we all do. But no, I don't really have anybody that I like to chase time-wise. I'm just happy for anybody and everybody just to keep improving.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't think there's anyone in particular. As you say, yeah, I just want to get faster than I was before. Old me is my nemesis.
Yeah.
But there's always times when I see people's times for certain races. So like if I see someone who's run a similar time for the 10K, I always look at what they've run for half marathon or a full marathon just to see whether mine correlates or whether I should be running faster or whatever. So yeah, when I see different people's times, that helps. But one of the main things that spurs me on is people in the club along with us.
Yeah.
And when you see people who are you're training with and they are slightly faster than you in certain races, or you go and run a race with them and you think, I'm going to try and stick with them at a race, or I'm going to see if I can like outkick them or whatever. That's always a good thing to spur you on, because it's friendly rivalry. It's not like, oh, I'm going to beat you. It's, I want them to do well and I want myself to do well. I know they're a good runner, so I'm going to try and stick with them.
Yeah.
So
and it's a
I
good
don't think
confidence
there's anyone
booster,
in
isn't it?
particular. But yeah, I think it's just it's a mixture of everything. As I say, my old me is my nemesis, but get me in a race, and in that last few 100 meters, I am racing everyone around me. Whether they're my mate or not, I am trying to get to that finish line faster than them.
Yeah. But yeah, good question, Conrad. And I will hopefully you'll be overtaking me soon, and let me know if you run faster than me, because I would love for you to beat me. Genuinely, I'd love to see you do well. And yeah, so I've just had an idea for a video.
Oh,
why don't I dress you as me, and you can be my 5K PB ghost? You can learn my PB splits, so 625, 623, 624.
Yeah.
And you can run exactly those splits. You can wear my pink hat. You can wear exactly what I wore on the PB day.
Yeah.
And I've got to chase you, and I've got to beat myself. That's how I could beat myself.
Oh, that would be brilliant. Have I got to run in the shoes that you ran in?
Yes, you got to wear my Alpha Flies.
Did you run your 5K PB in Alphas?
Oh, no, I ran bloody Adidas Pro 4s. We're the same size feet, though, so you'll have to wear my actual shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea, maybe.
Yeah, that would be great. I like that.
So you'll have to learn my splits and run exactly those splits.
What I'll have to do is turn all the lights off, run as fast as I can into your wardrobe, and just fall out of it wearing whatever, and I'll look exactly like you do when you get dressed in the light.
That's how I get changed every morning for my run. So that's how it's done. We've got one more to read, and this is a long one. And maybe we should leave it till next week. I'm so sorry we've run over, but it's from Tom, aka Hedge Donkey. And I tell you what, I promise we will start off with this next week, because it's a good email. It's just a long one, and we're going to be here all night talking about it, because it's a controversial subject. Ooh. It's to do with the invasion, the cult that everyone seems to be joining, of buying Chinese shoes.
Oh.
So it's a huge topic.
Yes.
And Tom goes into huge and some good detail about, sizing centimeters versus a UK size, and what's right and what's wrong, and, what works and what doesn't, what's similar to what. So, a lot to take in there. But Tom, we will start with your email next week.
Yes. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that conversation, because I've got some thoughts on that, and I've heard lots of other opinions about it and different things which I agree with. So yes, I'm looking forward to that.
The title is a waffly expose on Chinese running shoes. So yes,
it's the big fad at the moment, isn't it?
Yes, so we shall chat in length about that next week.
Yes. Cool.
Right. What my favourite bit of his email is, just plucking out one sentence. Blah, blah, chat. My plan was to only order black shoes to fool my wife. Are they new shoes? No, I would scoff. They are the same pair as last week. She just keeps buying black shoes. Legend.
Brilliant. Love it. Yeah. Okay. That. Yeah. We'll start with that next week. That's going to be a good one. Yeah, I like that. Right. So on that, have we got anything else that you can think of?
No, just wishing everybody the best of luck who's racing this weekend, and sorry if we haven't shouted you out.
Yes.
And yes, let us know how you do if you have raced this weekend.
Yeah,
and
if
equally,
you are racing, yeah.
And equally, if you do have a race upcoming this spring or this week or whenever it's going to be, let us know and we'll shout you out.
Yeah. We want to applaud everybody's race, whether you've had an absolute shocker or it's gone spectacularly well. We want to know and we want to give you your flowers. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Last thing to do then tonight is the straw segment.
That went on longer than usual.
Right. Last week's leaderboard. In first place for distance, we'll ignore this person because they ran 105 mile. In second place,
look how smug he is. He loves it. He loves it. And he absolutely smashed everyone else as well. Look how much he loves it.
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
Just say it. Just say it.
Yeah, I came first. Yeah. It's
Well
me. It's me. Yes. Yeah, with 105 miles. In second place, it's Adam Mays with 90 miles on the nose. Love that, Adam. Great work.
Well done, Adam.
And then in third is Luke Melling with 87.4 miles. So great work, you guys. With our climbing, in first place is John Braz Madeira.
Always makes me chuckle.
With 6,791 foot. In second place is Mark with a C, with 6,257 foot. And third is Gareth Thomas with 6,096 foot. And then for our ladies, sorry, I'm just swapping over because my AirPods have just died.
Classic.
Yeah. So for our ladies, in first place with our distance is Leanne Byard with 66.7 miles. Second is Jojo Coleman with 62.3 miles. And third is Chloe Hamard with 57.4 miles. And then for our climbing, first place is Jojo Coleman with 2,818 foot. Second is Stephanie Parker with 2,595 foot. And third is Emma S with 2,503 foot. So amazing work from everybody on our leaderboard this week.
Good going, everyone. Yeah, some big miles this week and some big climbing as well. So,
so
very good. Very good.
Yeah. Amazing. So, yeah, I think we are done. We just need to, again, wish everybody the best of luck this weekend. Run well. And, we look forward to hearing how you have done. Wherever you are, whatever race you are doing or whatever run you are doing this weekend.
Marathon season's back, baby. It's so exciting. Can't wait for all the vlogs.
Yes. So thank you so much for watching or listening, and we will see you with some awesome results next week. Cheers, guys.
See you soon.